Hey guys, welcome to sportsbookreview.com. We are doing our picks of the day for the Champions League. Got two big matches, Porto versus Juventus and Sevilla versus Leicester. What a day we had yesterday. 14 goals over two matches, but we did really, really well in terms of profit and certainly our second half bets as well. We've got a full house today. We've got Alex from needfortips.com. We've got sportswriter Martin Green and Bernardo, and we've got Stuart from needfortips.com. Guys, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks, Natalie.
Hi, Nat.
Hello.
Hi, Nat.
All right, let's see if we can continue our success from yesterday. How's everyone feeling? You feel confident?
Really confident. I feel really confident.
Well, I'm sure you do from yesterday, Alex.
Yeah, I was counting the tips from yesterday, also pre-live and live betting from all of us, and there were 95% correct tips. So I think that we should follow the trend and go with the win also today. I feel really, really confident.
Wow. What about you, Bernard? Pardon, Stuart?
Unfortunately, the 5% which didn't win was mine. So I'm sorry, guys. I let you down.
That's not true, Stuart. That's not true. Your over 2.5 goals came through with the Bayer Leverkusen Atletico Madrid. That was a good one.
Yeah, but my under was done by half time. And as I was saying in the chat to the guys, oh, I'm okay. It's going to take a 2-goal swing for Manchester City for me to lose this. And then what happened? Yes.
Yeah,
sorry.
Well, there we go. There we go. Onwards and upwards. Bernardo, how are you feeling? You were able to make it yesterday. You're with us today. How are you feeling?
Yes, I'm feeling confident, of course. Today, you already know that I have both involved, money and my heart. So it's going to be a tough day.
Uh-oh. Well, I know why your heart is involved. Let's kick off here. Porto versus Juventus. Yeah. Juventus 2.3. Let's have a look at what the updated odds are. 2.6 now. Porto 3.4 and the draw 4.8. I'm guessing this is the one.
Money is all getting in Porto side, which is incredible. I have to say. Now at the moment, draw no bet. The line already is draw no bet, so it's a playable line. Draw no bet for Juventus, which, in my opinion, it's starting to gain some value because. But the truth is that and I have to say that, as you know, of course, too, the limits of Champions League usually are huge on match day, and to this movement we need a lot of money. So. There is a lot of money getting in on Porto side.
Yeah, and why do you think that is?
Well, the injuries, the return, not a very fit defense that comes from injury. Plus Bonucci out because of that discussion with Allegri. Well, especially playing on the road, also in a very difficult place. Where, as it is Dragon Stadium, where many big teams already lost there in last years, possible because of that. Of course, I can't see any other reason beside that one.
Okay, all right. So let's start with you, Alex. You had a very successful day yesterday. What do you like in this match?
I followed all the informations today and the starting lineups that the newspapers are saying exactly like Bernardo said. Bonucci will miss also this game, so I'm leaning. I have two topics for this match. First of all, I'm going like yesterday with the over two goals on the Asian handicap, which comes around 2.05 right now. Incredible odds from my point of view. So if we will see 2 goals, it will be a void, and if we will see more than 2 goals, we will double our money with that. But also, I like a lot the attack of Porto and the problems in the defense of Juventus. I don't see Juventus not scoring this one, so they will score for sure. But I think that also Porto will score. So both teams to score also 2.15 is an incredible order from my point of view.
Yeah, Alex, absolutely same page as you. I've been taking both teams to score all week there. I found 2.2. I also like the over 2 goals as well. Bernardo, what do you like in this match?
Well, who is reading my emails?
Not guilty.
Well, my bet here is over 2.0 goals, Asian goals. Yeah.
Okay.
for me is where the value is, especially those misses on the Juventus side. Also, it's true that they are very strong defensively, but Porto also knows that, well, there is no other chance than at home. At home, they had to risk it all because, well, in Italy, it's going to be very hard. On last game, last decisive game that Porto had, the Portuguese coach was very brave at the time, because Porto was, well, they really need to win versus Sporting like a few weeks ago, and they decided to put 2 strikers and 2 wings on that game, which, well, versus a team as Sporting, he was a brave, and it went well. He scored 2 goals on the first minutes, and then he held it well. Here, I believe that he won't put, well, 2 wings because it's too much versus Juventus, but we'll put 2 strikers and also 1 wing. So it will be an offensive Porto that we'll see today, and that will give chance for goals. So over 2.0. Well, I place my money at 196, and market is paying 204, so it's perfect.
Yeah, you can also bet here Porto to score over 1.5 goals. That comes in at 3.6. Is that worth the bet? Do you think they can score 2 goals or more?
Well, I think they can score 2 goals, but in my opinion, well, the over 2.0 is much more safer, because I'm expecting goals from both sides, as you too, because both teams to score is also valuable, 2.1. But for me, the safer line is over 2.0. I think that this can end like 2-1 for any side. I can see also Juventus 2 favorites, but of course they are stronger than us. I can say that.
All right. And what about you, Stuart? What do you like in this match?
Well, first of all, I have to say I'm really sorry, Bernardo, but I think Porto are going to lose this one. For me, I think Juventus, despite their issues, despite their bust-ups, shall we say, to put it politely, because that was a very interesting set too. I think that Juventus are going to come through on this one. I think they've got a very, very strong side, and the odds are just too good to ignore. Really, 2.57 with 5 runs right now. And then if you also want to put in a bet on both teams to score yes, which I think we will see at least 3 goals in this one, then you can get 2.1 with Bet Victor. So that combination of those two is very nice.
Wow, interesting. So all 3 of us right now, 4 of us are going for both teams to score. Martin, you're going to make it a full house?
Yeah, I think that could well happen, but I'd be a bit nervous as well for Bernardo's heart there. I think, yes, Juventus do have their injury. I'll be very interested to see what the starting 11 is. I think Chiellini might make it, and they have a very exceptional... If Chiellini plays, and they've got Daniele Rugani, who's an exceptional young centre-half, they've got Gianluigi Buffon providing them with the confidence that they need. I think they can shut out Porto for large periods of the game. So I also think that the price on a Juventus win looks very, very attractive. It was 2.65 about an hour ago. I think it's gone into about 2.58 or something now. Just based on the discussions that we've been having, I might be a bit more cautious and go Juventus draw no bet at 1.75. But yeah, I think Juventus can get a result here.
Yeah, I think that it will be one of those games where Porto needs to put some pressure from the beginning of the match if they want to have chances in front of Juventus. They cannot stay on the possession of Juventus and make and play on the break. It's impossible to have a chance in front of Juventus like that. So they will go all in from the beginning. They will put pressure on Juventus. And who knows, they might score the first in the game.
Yeah, they have to. They have to, don't they? Because once they travel to Juventus, they're unbeaten. 13 straight wins. Porto know they've got to get some form of result in their home leg. Bernardo, what were you saying?
Yes, that's it. Martin was right. Chiellini gonna play, and he is very strong, very good defender. On the other side, well, Buffon is a very good goalkeeper, but it's also good that he plays because there is a young striker from Porto that, well, he has a dream-size kid and is to do a goal versus Buffon, so he will do it today.
Okay. All right. Somebody's asking, world football, will you guys talk about Europa? Yes, we will tomorrow. Now moving over to Sevilla versus Leicester. This video is powered by Bet365. So the odds that I'm quoting are from Bet365. They've also got some really good Bet365. We've got some great in-play bets as well. So during half time, I'm going to run through a few of those. So let's have a look now at the current odds for Sevilla. Sevilla dropped just slightly, not much. Let's have a look. 1.36, draw 5.25, and Leicester 10. Leicester struggle on the road. They're kind of fighting relegation right now in Premier League. I'm just wondering whether they're going to switch focus, whether staying up in the Premier League right now is more important. I do think Sevilla are going to be strong. I do think they're going to win this. The question is by how much and what can Leicester contribute, if anything, to this match? It's going to start with you, Stuart.
Well, I'm staying away from the match odds market in this one simply because I don't think there's enough value on a Sevilla win, and I have absolutely no faith in Leicester getting anything from it. So I struggle to bet as low as that, on odds as low as that. So for me, I had to look somewhere else, and I'm going for both teams to score no. And I think the decent Sevilla side and the Leicester side that's going to be missing Islam Slimani, 1.9 with Bet Victor is a really, really good set of odds.
Yeah, and Leicester are struggling to find the net. In fact, they can't find the back of the net at the moment. Curry lost to Millwall 1-0. Can you believe it? Yeah, I'm sort of with you there, Stuart, looking at Sevilla to win to nil, 2.1. Also think there's a touch of value there on Sevilla -1. I got that for 1.61. I wouldn't put anyone playing off -1.5. Martin, what do you like in this match?
I think Sevilla should win this one. Leicester have just been in horrible form. I think they might have a chance when we get back to England. But in this away leg, I fancy them to lose it. Not too sure about the goals. Leicester have been a bit profligate in front of goal recently. But then you look at their starting lineup, and they do have goals within it. So I think I could see Sevilla winning this maybe 3-0, 3-1, something like that. I'm going to go Leicester to lose, sorry. So I'm going Sevilla half-time, full-time at 2.05. I think that looks a good bet. They should come out. They're very, very strong at home, Sevilla, and I think they can dominate this one from the off.
Yeah. Lewis Fobo is asking, Natalie, do you like Sevilla win in the under 3.5 goals? I think I play Sevilla in the under 3.5 goals. Would be interesting to see what Sevilla and the under 4.5 goals. Sometimes there's like a touch of value on that one too. Let me just have a look. Sevilla, 1.62. You can get that for. I think I would play Sevilla in the under 3.5 goals. I can't see any more than a 3-0 win. Martin, what would you play that match? I know you like the combo of the goals and the outrights.
I do normally like an under 3.5 goals bet. I'd be a tiny bit wary in this game, simply because of what we saw yesterday, what an open match it was. Leicester is the sort of team that they're not a defensive team. They don't park the bus. They don't really put men behind the ball. They ground out some results last season, but this year they've been shipping goals left, right, and centre. So I'd fancy Sevilla to put a couple goals past them, but they can play some exciting football, and they might nick one on the break too. So I'd probably just steer away from that personally.
Yeah, and Gary Colbert, totally agree with you as well. Sevilla -1. I love that bet. Ask Natalie how Martin's championship bets went yesterday. How did your and there was a log. How did your championship bets do yesterday?
Not very good, Natalie. But Gary is putting another issue here. If you read up about another guest that you had in the past, that we is not party without him, but we are not here to party. We are here to make profit, and we are here to party after the match when the matches will exit good, and we will party that time.
I said that Queen's Park Rangers would beat Wigan at home, so I was delighted to see that one come off. But yeah, sadly, Sheffield Wednesday let us down after a long winning run. It finally came to an end, but we won't begrudge them too much because they've made us.
Huddersfield won, and it was one of the bankers. I think Simon said Huddersfield win. Okay.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
But let's concentrate on Champions League, and let's concentrate on Sevilla versus Leicester. Right?
Exactly. So go on, take it away, Alex. What are you going for?
Okay, I'm afraid of this match. I know Sevilla has a better team. I know that Leicester is struggling. I don't want to bet either -2. It's too forced, -2. either minus 1.5. They might exit. I'm not saying that they will not. Depends on how the match will start. But I see a victory for Sevilla, and I see it from halftime. So 2.05 Sevilla to win halftime full time.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so you're going with Martin, and then Bernardo. Someone's asking, ask Bernardo if if Leicester can score. What are you going for in this match?
First, I think that Leicester can score, but I don't see many value. I don't see value on match odds. I think that the odds are very cut because Leicester is passing hard times playing on the roads. But we saw different Leicester, if you remember. Besides the loss in Porto by 5-0 with their second team, we saw different Leicester on Champions League. So I think we'll see again different Leicester. So I can't see any value on Sevilla odds. I think they are too low. However, I see value on the over at halftime. I think that both teams won't adapt very well to each other, and that will create spaces. And 177 over 1.0 on first half, or over 1.25 around 2-0 something, for me is the best line to approach this kind of game.
Gosh, when you said the over, I thought the over 2.5 goals in the first half. I was like, that one's brave.
No, but, over 1.0. So in case of one goal, it's void. We need 2 goals to be paid.
Okay.
That it's my approach on this kind of game. I think that the odds on Sevilla are very cut by bookmakers due to the history of Leicester, but it's Champions League, and people, when they hear that song before the game, well, the players will transform themselves, and I think that we're going to see a better Leicester tonight than the one we've seen versus Millwall, or the one that we've seen in Premier League so far.
Okay, well, they've got to bring something to the table, that's for sure. Okay, so Bernardo, you are thinking that Leicester can score. Alex, Martin, Stuart, and myself think otherwise. Is that right? Just so one of us will be doing a victory dance here.
I'm not saying that Leicester will score or not. I'm afraid of them scoring or not, so I'm not putting my hand on fire for such an outcome. But I'm sure that Sevilla will win the match. So I think that Leicester does, if they will concentrate on defending, they will lose badly. If they will appear also in front of the net, they might have chances. But for me, Sevilla halftime, full time represents the biggest value for this match.
All right. So final bet now. Which one is your banker? The one that you would stake everything on, including your reputation. Alex, starting with you.
Over 2 goals Asian handicap on Porto versus Juventus.
Yes. So I'm actually going for that one as well. What are you going for, Bernardo?
Exactly the same.
No way. Okay, Stuart.
Let's see. Both teams to score no in the Sevilla Leicester game. 1.9 with Bet Victor.
Ooh, so head to head with Bernardo there. What are you going for, Martin?
I'm going to go Juventus draw no bet away at Porto. I think they can get a result there.
Okay. All right.
Your mother-in-law passed so badly.
It's like a direct hit on poor Bernardo there. You'll be really happy. Okay. All right. Great stuff. So that wraps things up. We'll be back half time. So it's like about 2:35. So maybe about 5 minutes after the final whistle blows, gives you time to go to the toilet and then come back for the halftime recap. Get a drink, all that kind of stuff. All right. Great stuff. Best of luck, guys. I'm really excited for these matches. Best of luck. And I'll see you halftime. Guys, for watching. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.